last canvas. You're on a cliffside at dusk, watching a storm devour the horizon. In your hand, a paintbrush. At your feet, a canvas splattered with every color you've ever feared. The crimson of shame, the pitch black of regret, the sickly green of envy. The wind screams, you're too late. The rain mocks, it's already ruined. But you dip the brush into your chest, where your heart pounds, and paint with your own blood. This is responsibility, not a chore, not a burden, a primal act of creation. Jordan Peterson's Clean Your Room was never the end game. It was the first brush stroke. The ultimate truth, the one that terrifies and electrifies, is this. Your life is not a problem to solve. It's a masterpiece to risk. The death of the victim artist. Modernity sells you two lies. You are a victim of systems, of trauma, of biology. You are an artist of your brand, your vibe, your curated life. Both are cages. The true rebellion, merging them. Become a victim artist of your own existence. Nietzsche's Ubermensch wasn't a superman. He was a sculptor, one who chisels meaning from the marble of chaos. Viktor Frankl in Auschwitz didn't just survive. He composed symphonies of purpose in a death camp. Frida Kahlo didn't transcend pain. She let it bleed onto canvas, birking immortality from her fractures. Your suffering, your flaws, your unpaid bills, these are not obstacles. They're pigments. The alchemy of agency neuroscience confirms the art. A 23 study at Johns Hopkins revealed that when subjects framed mundane tasks as creative acts, e.g., I'm designing my commute versus I'm enduring traffic, dopamine receptors fired as if they were composing music. The brain doesn't distinguish between art galleries and grocery lists, only between creation and stagnation. This is Peterson's unspoken thesis. Responsibility is aesthetic. To pay your debts, raise your child, or speak an unpopular truth is not morality, it's craftsmanship. You're not doing the right thing. You're sculpting the raw clay of existence into a form that whispers, I was here, the museum of failed gods. History's greatest artists knew this secret. Van Gogh didn't cure his madness. He channeled it into starry nights that outshone his despair. Beethoven didn't defeat deafness. He weaponized silence into symphonies that cracked the cosmos. Mandela didn't forgive his jailers. He staged a performance art piece so potent, it reshaped a nation's soul. They understood. Responsibility is the brush, suffering the paint, and existence the canvas. But modernity has replaced cathedrals with self-help temples. We light candles to gurus, not gods. We pray to algorithms for validation, not meaning. The result? A global exhibition of half-finished selves, sketches abandoned at the first critique. The forbidden exhibition. Imagine a gallery where your life is displayed. Room 1, the unlived lives, all the risks you didn't take, fossilized in amber. Room 2, the unspoken truths, words swallowed, now hanging as nooses. Room 3, the unforgiven betrayals, your own glowing like radioactive ore. This is the cost of avoidance. But in the final room, the masterpiece that never was. A hologram of your potential, screaming in ultraviolet. Jordan Peterson's critics call him authoritarian. They're wrong. He's a curator. His rules for life aren't chains. They're the guardrails that keep you from defacing your own exhibit. The final brushstroke. Here's the secret whispered by Jung's shadow, Nietzsche's abyss, and Peterson's dragons. You are already a masterpiece, but not a completed one. A Rembrandt half-painted, a Beethoven symphony missing its final movement. The tragedy isn't that you're imperfect. It's that you've mistaken the process of creation for failure. Every time you choose courage over comfort, you're not improving, you're layering. Every confession of weakness isn't a flaw, it's texture. Even your regressions are part of the composition, like dissonant chords that make the resolution sweeter. The Gallery of the Damned and Divine. In 1942, as bombs rained on London, Winston Churchill growled, "This is not the end. It is not even the beginning of the end. But it is perhaps the end of the beginning. Your life is the same. The bills, the breakups, the 3 a.m. terrors. These are not your enemy. They're the gallery lights, harsh and revealing, forcing you to see the work in progress. To decide, will I leave this canvas blank or stain it with the audacity of my being?" The curator's final note. The CEO from Section 1, the one choking on success, stands before his unfinished canvas. He doesn't titrate his antidepressants. He doesn't post a viral TED Talk. He paints. Strokes of apology to his ex-wife. Splatters of risk as he funds an orphanage. A self-portrait in the style of Bacon. Raw, grotesque, breathtaking. His stock plummets. His father disowns him. But when he dies decades later, not in silk sheets but a modest studio, his last words are, "Finally, interesting." The ultimate truth, responsibility, isn't a duty. It's a dare. To stop asking, "What do I owe the world?" and start demanding, "What will the world owe me when I'm done?" Your life is not a ledger of sins and virtues. It's a gallery, a concert hall, a cathedral of choices. So pick up the brush. The storm is waiting. N.